From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting, originating from the County Administrative Center located at 1115 Truxtun Avenue, Bakersfield, California. Kern County's vision is to create and maintain a customer-centered county government designed to garner the confidence, support, and trust of the people we serve. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Good afternoon and welcome to the afternoon session of the Tuesday, December 17th regular meeting of the Board of Supervisors. Board to reconvene. The first item is roll call.
Supervisor Gleason.
Here.
Supervisor Scribner.
Here.
Supervisor Maggard. Here. Supervisor Couch.
Here.
Supervisor Perez.
Here.
Next item is a report on actions taken in closed session. County Council.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of your board. This morning in closed session, you met on items 48. One item of 49, which contained two items. The second item has been continued. Items 50, 51, and 52, and there is no reportable action.
Thank you. The next item is the consent agenda. All items listed with a CA or a C above the item number are considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. We can act on those all in one item, all in one motion. Let me tell you what is on the consent calendar, and then you'll have a chance to make a comment on any of those items or ask for separate consideration. It starts on page 2, consists of items 3 and 4 on page 2, page 3, only item 5, page 4, items 12 through 14, page 5, items 15 through 17, page 6, items 18 through 24, page 7, items 25 through 29, and item 31. Page 8, all the items 32 through 39. Page 9, all the items, excuse me, not all the items, items 40 through 42 and 44 through 46. Page 10, all the items 47 through 54. And page 11, items 55 through 62. Is there anyone here that would like to make a comment on any of those items or ask for separate consideration? I'm sorry, Madam Clerk, what are you asking me?
Chairman, I just wanted to make sure you called item 45 as being on consent. I didn't hear that.
I thought I said 44 through 45 on page 9, but if I did not,
Okay.
on page 9 I meant items 40 through 42 and items 44 through 46.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see anyone asking for separate consideration, so I'll return it to the board and ask for a motion on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
It takes us to page 2 of the afternoon agenda. Item 1 is public presentations. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons to address the board on any matter that's not on the agenda but is under the jurisdiction of the board. Is there anyone here that would like to make a public presentation? Seeing none, we'll go to board member announcements and reports. Item 2. Supervisor Perez.
Thank you very much. I just want to announce that Thursday, Councilman Willie Rivera and I are hosting a joint job fair at the Dream Center, which is a place that services and helps foster youth in the community. We know that foster youth have an incredibly high rate of homelessness and risk for homelessness. So part of our joint strategy to be preventive and proactive on many levels, we will be hosting, along with Field, a job fair at the Dream Center. It is 1801 19th Street, downtown, easy to get to. Public transportation is available. We have jobs immediately available, as well as wraparound services for many of these young people. It is not limited to foster youth, but that is the location of where we will be prioritizing this rollout. So I'm very excited about that. Please spread the word. They are entry-level jobs, and we will work with folks from that point to move them up to a better place of pay and benefits and security. And so these are entry-level jobs, but they are jobs and they're available immediately. And I'm really excited to roll out this component of our homeless plan. As we know, folks need to work, but in particular, this location provides wraparound services for us to address the more complex and pressing needs we know are so prevalent in our community. So please spread the word. Dream Center this Thursday, 9 to 1, and we will be there to provide many, many opportunities and creativity with putting folks to work and getting them secure. So thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Next items are items 6 through 11. We're going to hear those concurrently, and we can vote concurrently. I don't know how much detail you need on each of these, but basically these are all proposed agreements. There are 3 with Bethany Service Centers, Bethany Services. That is items 6, 7, and 8. Items 9 and 10 are a proposed agreement with the Bakersfield Rescue Mission doing business as the mission of Kern County. And item 11 is a proposed agreement with Women's Center High Desert, Inc. for emergencies. And all of these are emergency solutions grant proposals. Is that adequate?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Chairman Couch, members of the board, if we could have the overhead, Ms. Kraus. Items 6 through 11 are agreements with service providers to allocate funding the county receives from the Federal Housing and Urban Development Emergency Solutions Grant Program. This program is allocated directly to your board from the federal government and increases or decreases dependent on congressional appropriations. It averages about $415,000 annually. As your board adopted in June in the annual action plan, these grants are targeted for specific tasks by your board on homelessness and by HUD. The providers who request and are awarded these grants include housing and service providers who are coordinated to help homeless individuals and families, victims of domestic violence, veterans, and persons with a mental health issue secure emergency, transitional, and permanent housing and related services. These organizations also assist people at risk of homelessness, including rent, security deposit, or utility assistance grants. Notice of this award and solicitation for applications was made in April of this year. Funding was allocated by Congress in September. And we are now bringing forward the agreements to release the funding for specific awards. To clarify, the HUD rules provide that only 60% of this funding can be used for direct emergency shelter operations, and you'll note that your board has prioritized street outreach, as well as housing assistance such as rent, utility, and case management. These awards are dependent on matching grants, and I would note that the call for our communities to continue to donate to these organizations is even more important now as we receive more grant money, and these organizations need matching donations and matching funds from other sources that cannot be from. For example, you can't match a federal grant match money with a federal grant. So they have to have other sources of incomes. And for the community that is always asking your board and the CAO, what can they do? Direct donations to these kinds of organizations doubles and triples the money that they give, because then they can come and they can apply for these types of grants. These awards are vital to the ongoing work of homeless prevention and assisting our most vulnerable community members. Staff recommendation is to approve each award as detailed in the board letters and authorize the chairman to sign the agreements. And we are available for questions. I would also note that on January 7th, we will be bringing another $245,000 of awards and grants from a state emergency solutions grant that's been provided to your board. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone here that would like to make a comment about any of these items 6 through 11? Seeing none, I'll return to the board for questions, comments, or action.
I have a quick question.
Supervisor Perez?
Director Oviatt, I heard a presentation at a CSAC and League of Cities meeting recently on homelessness. And I was stricken by the number they quoted, that being an average of what it takes to keep a family from becoming homeless. It was $4,300, as opposed to what we know is a very expensive, lengthy, problematic process of moving from homelessness into a place of stability. So I found that to be fascinating. There were also other aspects that jurisdictions are engaged in around the country that are proving to be effective. One of them, a real estate expert being on board with the county, connecting up the culture of landowners and the owners with renters in a way that's devoted to a long-term successful plan. I think it was striking. The data they suggested indicated that most jurisdictions really don't understand their housing stock. and therefore the need to really bring in a Realtor expertise is proving to be very, very significant. These are not my areas of expertise, but I thought they were great ideas. And the idea that $4,300 can keep us from a homeless family being on the streets, you know, is a number we can wrap our heads around and be creative about. So thank you. This is exciting, and we have to be multifaceted. And I appreciate your efforts, but I'll make a motion on staff's recommendation.
The motion is to adopt the staff's recommendation on items 6 through 11.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Oviatt. Takes us over to item 30. Excuse me. Doesn't take us to item 30. We have item 29, which was a supplement to the agenda. I'm going to read into the record what item 29A is, but it's in the back if anyone would like to see it. There are copies of this in the back. Item 29A is a public hearing on the resolution necessity to determine the public interest and necessity for acquisition of certain real property by eminent domain for the Highway 46 Corridor Improvement Project. Subject property is located on a portion of APN number 058-131-22 in the Lost Hills area. Sorry. County Council. I was looking for Mr. Pope over here. Okay, County Council. No hope, Pope.
Thank you, Chairman. I've asked Deputy Brian Van Wyck with my office to handle this matter.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Supervisors. This is what we hope to be the last of the resolutions of necessity for the Highway 46 widening project. Now, as you are familiar, you've looked at a few of these over the past few months. This is a project designed to improve the safety on this section of roadway. As part of the packet today, I'm asking you to make several findings specific to this property. These findings relate to the design of the project and the necessity of this acquisition in order to do the project. What is not a matter for today's hearing is compensation. That is a separate issue, distinct from what's being considered today. Subject to any questions you have, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll open the public hearing and ask if there's anyone here that would like to comment on this item. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and I'll return it to the board. Is a motion on the staff's recommendation adequate? And did you say this is the last one we'll have to do?
That's right.
So does that mean, is Mr. Anderson here, by the way? Don
Yes.
Anderson? Where is he? Don, thank you very much for your help on these. Doing a really good job. This is in the 4th District. It's in the Lost Hills area, so I'll make a motion on the staff's recommendation.
Second.
Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. That takes us to item 30 under the County Administrative Office. This is a proposed selection of a community action partnership with Kern as a sole source provider to operate Kern County's low barrier navigation center located at 2731, 2735 O Street in Bakersfield, and approval of initial startup costs. Mr. Alsop.
Mr. Chairman, good afternoon, members of the board. Ms. Ruiz from our office, the CAO's office, will handle this item for you today.
Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the board. Before we get started, we wanted to do an update on, since we last met on October 29th. Since we've met, we wanted to thank Chief Martin for meeting with us. We met with BPD Chief Martin and our sheriff to go over the security concerns from the Low Barrier Navigation Center. I think we came out in agreement, and moving forward, our sheriff has offered to have one deputy sheriff be posted at the navigation center for 12 hours a day for 7 days a week. And so that is in addition to the 2 security guards that we would have on site. In addition to that, we've met with Chief Deputy Yock, who has, we've reviewed various security issues and advised where cameras should be placed, what we should look for. And then he has offered to provide training to our operator staff prior to opening to make sure everybody's aware of what the rules are of our navigation center and what to look out for and what our deputy will be responsible for on site. In addition to that, he has also reviewed our draft security policies, and we're thankful that he has done that, and we'll continue to discuss those with him as we get closer to our opening date. On the construction side, we have the image that is on the screen. This is when we first started construction, or before any construction, this is what the site looked like. So you can see that the cement foundation that existed there before. You got the next one. And then here's where we've done a little bit of prep. This is about early November, mid to early November. The next one. And you can see here we got started right away, started demoing that foundation to prep for the 2 modular buildings that will exist there. And then, so our timeline will now be about late January to early February. You can see that we've had quite a bit of rain on the site, so that's kind of delayed our any concrete pouring that we're doing. So we're hoping that we lay the concrete on Saturday, and that we'll be moving forward with building the modular buildings. And then, so you can see this is what it looks like today. You can see that we're ready to pour. We're just waiting on, quite frankly, for the dirt to just dry up. The last one, and so here you can see Sprung has already started bringing over the steel frame for the Sprung structure. So they'll start putting those together even though we haven't poured the concrete. They're doing that right now. I want to thank the fire department for letting us use your parking lot so we can start building that. And so we're thankful for the space. And that is all I have for that update right now. And so the item before you is to approve the Community Action Partnership of Kern, or CAPK, as the sole source provider to operate Kern County's Low Barrier Navigation Center. CAPK has over 50 years of experience in providing an array of services as our official anti-poverty agency here in the county. They have over 900 employees and already collaborates with our county departments. 2 sites that we visited in our research were Merced and San Luis Obispo. Both of those shelter sites were operated by their local Community Action Partnership agency. In addition to our CAPK's willingness to operate the Navigation Center, we feel they should be our operator because they also operate a central kitchen. We know that looking at our budget and the expenses and really dealing with the day-to-day operations, food is one of the most tedious services to provide to this type of clientele. And we know that CAPK is already an expert in providing this with their Head Start program. They feed many of the children here in Kern County, and they have the ability to create those meals and deliver them to the Navigation Center. In addition, many state and federal homeless funding opportunities require that each continuum of care, for us, our continuum of care is our homeless collaborative, operate a coordinated entry system. Our lead operator for that is CAPK. And I want to just make sure that I thank Sheila Shigos from CAPK, who's been our lead from CAPK in helping us develop our policies as we move forward in opening our shelter. She has a plethora of experience from running a low barrier shelter herself in Flint, Michigan. Also included in this request is the approval of initial startup costs of approximately $739,630. Approximately $240,000 is for the purchase of startup equipment and startup supplies just to get the operations up and running. $500,000 is included to begin the hiring of staff and begin training that staff to make sure that we meet our close deadline. Funding for this request and ongoing operations are from Senate Bill 2, which is the permanent local housing allocation. So this is an ongoing revenue source, and so we're not anticipating any general fund costs to fund this operation. And the final agreement will return to your board for approval on January 7th. Purchasing concurs with the sole source determination, and County Council has concurred and continues to assist with the development of the agreement. Therefore, it is recommended that your board approve the selection of Community Action Partnership of Kern as a sole source provider to operate Kern County's Low Barrier Navigation Center, and the initial startup costs of $739,630. Authorize the county administrative officer to negotiate the agreement and the auditor controller to pay. And that concludes my report, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Ruiz. Is there anyone here who would like to comment on this report? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I am Jeremy Tobias, CEO of Community Action Partnership of Kern. We are very excited to be working with the county on this important project and standing here before you today. As you know, CAPK has been fighting poverty for more than 50 years. We're already in the business of homeless prevention as we serve more than 100,000 low-income people annually here in Kern County. Our programs connect people with food, energy services, early childhood education, and other assistance which helps them avoid homelessness. Operating this low-barrier shelter is a natural step forward for CAPK. This shelter will serve the homeless who face some of the biggest barriers to finding shelter: addictions, mental health challenges, companions, and pets. We've all heard those terms. As we all know, homelessness is a growing crisis here in Kern County. We must find new ways to help human beings get into homes. I believe this is a good step forward in that direction. I would like to thank the staff at the County CAO's office, particularly Amanda Reese, for her dedication to move this project along, and our staff at CAPK. Our point person, as you heard, is Sheila Shigos. She's been our point person on this project, and they've worked tirelessly on making this happen. The teamwork has been fantastic on this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? I'll return it to the board for comments and action. Supervisor Maggard.
Thank you. Thank you, staff. Thank you, Mr. Tobias, and to my colleagues on the Community Action Partnership of Kern, or CAPK board. I am the board's designee to represent the interest of the Board of Supervisors in the County of Kern on the CAPK board, and I am very, very happy that CAPK has agreed to step up and do this. I can't think of a better organization that has the bandwidth, the capacity to do this job and do it well. So I want to thank you guys for that, and I'm very pleased that we can take this step forward today and move with all haste to try to serve the needs of these people who need it so badly. So I will move the approval of the staff's recommendation, authorize the CAO to negotiate the agreement, and for the auditor controller to pay.
Supervisor Perez.
Thank you, Chairman. I am beyond thrilled and excited at the progress that we are making as a county. This is very big. This is very exciting. Amanda, really, thank you. I know we listened to that presentation together in Sacramento about some of the things jurisdictions are doing that are very creative and forward-thinking, and it is clear to me that we are moving at rapid speed in Kern County, and it is a great testament to my colleagues, this board, and that we have chosen the finest institution to deliver these services. It is really a fine moment for Kern County because we are moving so quickly, and we're employing really the best good faith actors in this community to handle the remarkable challenges of our multi-generational, deeply entrenched poverty. It behooves us to put the best people in place. Jeremy, you know, I think the world of you. I think Mr. Berger, my old nemesis from the Californian, I know is deeply committed. I see your team there, Anna. These are some of the finest human beings that I know, and I just have such trust and faith in you to do this righteously, to do it with respect to the taxpayer, of course, but to do it in a way that is meaningful, because we need a whole new direction on this issue, and you are hands down the people to take that lead. So really, thank you, Amanda. Very impressive, and happy to second this motion, and of course reiterate the motion maker's remarks, which were right on. So thank you.
Supervisor Gleason.
Thanks, Chairman. I just want to echo previous statements and thank you, Ms. Ruiz, for your leadership. I'm looking forward to your success in this program. Thanks.
Supervisor Scribner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I really want to give staff a lot of credit for how quickly you've been able to move on this. Ms. Ruiz and Mr. Alsop, under your leadership, I think, really moved at breakneck speed, and that's not just for government, but I think that we really moved quickly for any, in comparison to just about any entity and addressing this issue. And the thing that I think is important to point out to folks is that this will be a place where obviously people who need services are going to be able to find those services, the wraparound type of service delivery that you've probably heard us say multiple times up here. But the other part of this is by having a place where there are beds available, this will allow us to move homeless folks off of our public streets, public properties, and so that's another reason why this is so critical. In addition, and especially in light of the the Boise case, was it Marin or Martin versus Boise? I can't remember, but basically there was a case that the U.S. Supreme Court, it was Martin versus City of Boise, that the Supreme Court has decided not to take up. So that basically answers the question that without beds available, a city, a county, are not able to move the homeless off of public property, public streets, et cetera. And so this is definitely a critical thing for us to move forward on, and I just congratulate our staff and welcome aboard to CAPK. Thank you.
I concur. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. All ayes.
Thank you. That takes us over to item 43. Which is our last item of the year, and it's a great item to end on. This is under the County Administrative Office, the Human Resources Division. This is a presentation of the 2019 Employee Recognition Awards. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. We're here today to celebrate our employees and our workforce, especially a handful of them that have demonstrated either leadership or excellence in customer service or delivery of customer service or teamwork. Those are the things that we embody here as county employees and certainly our values that we hold deeply and highly throughout our county workforce. So as a matter of course here, I'm going to announce each particular awardee. We have 5 specific categories, from outstanding leadership, customer service, workforce excellence, exceptional teamwork, and sustained effort. We actually have a tie in one of those categories, so we have 6 awardees. I'm going to give some brief comments and then introduce their respective department head, allow them to give some additional comments, and then the awardee may choose to give comments or not, and then we'll open up to your board to interact with each awardee and then conclude with our final award. So we're going to start with our outstanding leadership. So if I could have Mr. Avancina come down to the front. When I start your category, please come down, except for the child support department. You guys can stay where you're at. Yeah, and stand close to me because we want to get you on the camera. We don't want you lurking in the back. But don't read my notes. No, I'm just kidding.
I won't do that.
So Mr. Avancina, Mac Avancina Jr. has been with the CAO ITS division for about a year and a half. It's been a whirlwind year and a half for Mr. Avancina. For those of us that have interacted with him, we're very lucky to have him. He has been nominated and selected as outstanding leadership for the county, and I can certainly underscore that, having worked with him directly for the whole year and a half and throughout the hiring process. We are very fortunate to have Mr. Avancina. So Mr. Avancina joined the County ITS division about a year and a half ago, and during that period of time, we have set him and his division on a course to do a lot of good things for the county. So I'm going to hit a couple of the highlights. So Mr. Avancina, if you don't know, has a background in data analytics. And if you don't know what that is, you're in the same company as me. But it's all the big data that we're trying to get a hold of and really make good decisions based on that information. But we need to put it together in front of us in a meaningful way so that even the layperson like me can understand that. And that's what he and his team are able to do and leverage the resources that we have through Microsoft and Power BI is what it's called, to do that and make sure that our decision making is based on actual data and that we have it real time. And so he's been able to bring that expertise to the county and certainly help us with our decision making. On top of that, he and his team are leading a major effort in transforming our financial management and human capital or human resource management by implementing a big time project which we're calling CARS, which is an enterprise resource planning project. It's a software system that we are bringing Oracle software into our lives, and everybody in this county is going to touch it in one way or the other, whether it's inputting your time or paying claims or processing new employees or hiring new employees. You're going to touch this system at some point in the near future. And it's an implementation project that's spanning the course of the next year and a half. We've already begun in earnest to begin that implementation process. And the final phase of that goes live in July 1st, 2021. So he and his team, as well as the greater county team, are working on that project. And so he has already shown great leadership in getting that vendor on board and implementing and selecting the right person within his team to lead that project and devote project management expertise to that. He's also, during the recent times, successfully negotiated improved pricing with various IT hardware and software vendors, combining contracts that we have within the county to achieve economies of scale, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars for products that the county has already been using. And so that's no doubt helped us achieve our fiscal stability and moving on that track to resolve our general fund deficit. Mr. Avancina is a very positive and energetic person. He may not be exuding that right now, but he's standing patiently. He's also got that as a good temperament. And just seeing him interact with his team, he's a very good leader, a dynamic leader. He's certainly a supportive leader and likes to provide all of his team with as much training and development as he can, and we work closely with that. So before we hand out the award, I'm going to have Mr. Alsop, as his boss, say a few comments, if he would.
I don't think, Mr. Chair, members of the board, I don't think there's been any greater hire for Kern County of late than this gentleman right here. That's not because I hired him. It's just he's fantastic.
We'd rather be lucky than good.
He's fantastic. Thank you for your support. Really appreciate you, Mac. I appreciate your team, your department. Fantastic. We've put Mac in charge of some very significant efforts to, in some instances, go in and sort of reorganize, get things cleaned up, and set on another track. He has impeccable project management credentials. He teaches this subject to other county leaders up and down the state. He's called upon for that. He's a green belt in Lean Six Sigma. He is representative of the exact kind of employee and leader that we want to have and hire in this county going forward. And I believe that Mac has a very bright future here in the county, whether it's IT or anything else. We're just very pleased to have him. I have just the utmost confidence in him. So congratulations, this is well deserved, Mac.
I'll turn it on.
Wow, super humbled, super thankful for the opportunity to be here to represent county government. I couldn't be in this position, quite frankly, without the support of Ryan and his executive leadership team. We're approaching solving business problems differently than I think we have historically. And without your leadership and without your support, I don't think we would have been able to have accomplished what we have already within the past 18 months or so. I just want to end with this. I wouldn't be here without my team, without the ongoing persistence of my team to continually inspire me and inspire each other to really try to elevate the status of technology across this county, and really being able to use technology as a critical lever in being able to make better informed decisions and being able to really provide better solutions on behalf of the 8,500 or so employees that we have across the county. So on behalf of ITS, I'm very humbled and grateful for this opportunity. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mac, very much. Congratulations.
Okay, our next, Mac didn't win that outright. He's got competition in this category, which is a good thing for county government. I'll have Elaine Salgado from Department of Human Services and Director of Human Services, Dina Murphy, make your way down to the front. Okay, so Elaine Salgado is not a newcomer to these awards. She won previously in her role as a social service worker for the Child Protective Services Division for the Workforce Excellence Award in last year's category. And she has not only continued that workforce excellence, but has begun to develop her leadership skills and exert those for the Department of Human Services successfully. So Ms. Salgado is a social worker, as I said, with the Child Protective Services Bureau of the Department of Human Services, and specifically she works in the Emergency Response Division. Now that's, if you don't know, that's the most critical and time-sensitive division within that department and bureau, because they handle those emergent issues that hit the hotline, and they need to deal with them quickly and decisively. So Ms. Salgado was selected for her outstanding leadership, working in the training and supervising of new hires within the Child Protective Services Bureau. During training, she is known to be firm in correcting staff, but does not do so in a way that emphasizes, but does so in a way that emphasizes exercising good judgment and avoiding errors, preventing future mistakes that could put children in jeopardy. She sets a high standard to live up to for her staff. They pay attention to detail and quickly find and correct any mistakes. Ms. Salgado exemplifies accountability and integrity, focus, and hard work. Those are all qualities that are redeeming in county employees. She teaches staff to work diligently and passing on her expertise and high standards, all of which help continue the work and safeguarding Kern's children and families. So congratulations for winning this award, Ms. Salgado, again, for a different category. And I'll turn it over to Ms. Murphy to give additional comments.
Can I have you snuggle in here with me, Elaine? What an incredible compliment to be nominated not once but twice countywide for recognition at this level. Different categories, but still being recognized as one of the premier leaders in our community. And I'll tell you, when law enforcement calls Department of Human Services with their most critical, toughest situations, they call out to Elaine. And it doesn't matter if it's after hours and she's with children all night long. She's back at work first thing in the morning without ever having a complaint. In this situation, it was actually one of her employees who nominated her, and I can't think of any greater compliment, Elaine. And they said, you know, with law enforcement, she can be just as tough as a drill sergeant, and she enters the room with a child and just unfolds to be the Disneyland princess who gets to the bottom of the most horrific things in a forensic interview, leaves a child standing, and then is able to provide the protection that that child needs. And that role modeling extends on to the training group that she works with and the social workers that she interacts with, because she coaches and teaches them to do that as well. She's known for holding a very high standard. She reviews their work meticulously so that there are not errors and our children are not put in jeopardy. So while she's allowing these employees and social workers to grow into their own charge and grow into the position, she's also protecting the entire county along with these children and ensuring that that work is flawless and no stone is left unturned. So to be a mentor of that magnitude and to coach others into protecting children. I can't think of anything more valiant, and I couldn't be more proud as a director, but it's just a testament to the incredible social work that you do and the fact that you have a natural gift for teaching and being a caretaker. Wherever she goes, she's a caretaker. But Elaine, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're incredible. And would you like to say a few words? Very deserving of this.
Thank you. First, I would like to thank Ms. Trainer for her kind words. The always open-minded training supervisor, Clifton Taylor, and my program director, Joe Christopher. I'd like to thank my very supportive, encouraging program specialists, Lambania Sandoval and Jennifer Meyer. I will always thank Erin Gillespie and all she has done for my career as an emergency response social worker. But most importantly, I would like to thank my coworkers and fellow emergency response social workers. Working for Child Protective Services comes with a lot of responsibility, but my coworkers continue to work hard despite there not being enough Child Protective Services social workers. There is a lot of support and teamwork amongst us, and this is what helps me deal with this difficult job. My coworkers make me laugh, help me process difficult decisions and referrals, and just listen to me gripe. I cannot say how much I value my coworkers for always supporting me, and I accept this award on behalf of them and all they have done for me. I'd also like to provide an example of the amazing teamwork that we do. Recently, a social worker was given an immediate, right before a scheduled vacation for physical abuse and general neglect of a small toddler child. The worker was instructed to get their contacts in so a warrant could be submitted. The worker was typing contacts at the airport and emailing them to a fellow unit member who was writing the warrant. I assisted in serving the warrant and remember the toddler was dirty, kept his head down in his mother's presence, and overall had a sad demeanor. As the toddler was pushed into my arms by his mom, he started to cry and was resistant to comfort at first. Fast forward to a few months later, and I'm shopping around Home Goods, and I see a child in a shopping cart, and I know I've seen his face before. I continue to shop around and see him, and it finally hits me. He was the toddler that was removed. He looked good, he looked healthy, but most importantly to me, he looked happy, and which indicates he felt safe. The work that Child Protective Services social workers does is important from beginning to end, and again, I want to commend all of my coworkers on the hard work that they do. Thank you.
And just in case you couldn't tell, our little Elaine is a superhero and a very modest one. This is hard for her to get up and accept this recognition because she, as you had just heard, gave the recognition to everybody, but every day, it's about the lives of the children and protecting them, and you really are a tremendous leader.
Ms. Delgado, I'd like to say one thing before you have your picture taken, which you deserve. You go to work every day in places where nightmares come true, and I can't thank you enough for doing that. And beyond you, to all the people who go with you, we're grateful to all of you for intervening in the lives, those precious lives that are imperiled all the time that you see. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Pretty soon we're going to have to hand out a trophy case for her. She's well deserving, as you heard, though. The next award is for customer service excellence, and I'd like to invite Elizabeth Duval from the library and I guess Sherry Wade or whoever wants to come down and say some few kind words after I'm done. We'll hand out that award. Okay, Ms. Duval was nominated for her tireless innovation and promotion of library services in the Kern River Valley area. Although the library, that library is often short-staffed in this area, Ms. Duval has worked hard to provide high-quality and innovative programs and services to make the library a clearly relevant and beneficial part of that community. Her efforts include implementing a Veterans Connect program that assists veterans in finding services they need, creating a safe and engaging environment for local teens through a teen advisory board where participants can plan library programs directed at their peers, and through extensive local research outreach, including attending local events to promote the library's services and visiting the majority of kindergarten classrooms in the area to instill an early love of reading in children. She is also giving the gift of music to the grateful community members by adding guitar lessons taught at the library. Ms. Duval is an example and exhibits an exceptional work ethic in providing above and beyond customer service to the residents of the Kern River Valley. Her patience and welcoming attitude leaves those residents with a positive impression of county services. I want to thank Ms. Duval for her work, and I'll turn it over to her cohorts at the library to give a few words.
Hello. Elizabeth is the lead at the Kern River Valley branch of our library system, and it's been a really challenging year at that branch with high staff turnover. We've had technology issues constantly, but throughout it all, she works so hard to make sure that the community is taken care of and supported. And I just get rave reviews all the time from people from the community saying, I'm new here, or I've been here for a long time, and I went to the library and I felt so welcomed. And she really demonstrates our high standards of customer service excellency. And she's very, very deserving of this award. She is excellent in customer service and everything that she does. Do you want to say something?
So I've had the honor of previously been her supervisor. I just want to tell you a short anecdote. When there was a massive fire up in the Kern River Valley, as you know, there's like 16,000 people up there in that area. The library was a place that they flocked to. They flocked to for water, they flocked to for snacks, and that's because of Elizabeth and how she brings that community together and serves them so faithfully and with a positive attitude.
Thank you. Would you like, anybody like to say any words to Ms. Duval before
Does she have anything she'd like to say with us?
Just thank you.
She's a reader, not a speaker. That's okay.
Yeah, let me just follow up. The people of Kern River Valley are well aware of your contributions and what you do and what you mean, and your name is well known, and we sincerely appreciate all you do for the Kern River Valley and put the good name of Kern County first and foremost in your work. We are extremely thankful. Great work. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you very much. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Thank you for your work.
My daughter's interested in guitar lessons, so maybe they'll bring those down to downtown Bakersfield. We can teach her to learn guitar there. The next award is for Workforce Excellence, and I'd like Mr. Curtis Griffith III and Mr. Pope from the Public Works Department to make their way to the podium. Okay, Mr. Griffith was selected for his exceptional work as a Public Works maintenance worker. He leads the concrete crew at Public Works, and Mr. Griffith epitomizes workforce excellence by always doing more than he's asked. His work ethic is contagious, and he keeps his crew motivated. He's the backbone of the concrete crew, and he has an excellent ability to identify problems and find the best solution. He instructs new employees and has taught all current concrete workers how to set grade, set forms, and pour and finish concrete. Mr. Griffith has also taken it upon himself to learn all aspects of the work in the area of concrete maintenance over his more than 10 years at Public Works. Mr. Griffith's professionalism and leadership have been instrumental in completing numerous projects, big and small, and he is always trying to find ways to save the county time and money. So we're thankful to honor Mr. Griffith with the Workforce Excellence Award, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Pope, and he can say a few more words.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I sure appreciate you taking the time on a busy day just to acknowledge and honor those people that are in our group that shine a little bit more than even the others. Curtis does a great job for us, and he exemplifies that which we try to accomplish with all of our workers. I'm going to ask that Mr. Caldwell, his foreman, come forward and speak with a little bit of passion about what he does.
Thank you. Mr. Griffin wears me out just looking at him. He's the first one to jump into a hole. He's the first one to grab the jackhammer. Whether it's 40 degrees out or 110 degrees out, this man works nonstop. He just wears everybody out, and everybody is trying to compete to stay up with this man. When he gets too hot, he has to take his hearing aids off so he doesn't wreck them from the sweat that just comes down off of him. With his abilities and knowledge, I can give him a task, and I don't have to worry about it being done correctly. That gives me the opportunity to do other jobs. We also, in a utility crew, take care of sump maintenance. And whether it is concrete or sump work, there's not one complaint out of this man. He just is a hard charger. He doesn't know the word give up. If there's a problem in an area, he can pretty much take care of it without calling me. And that makes me proud of his abilities and the leadership he shows to his crew members. My crew, I feel, is the hardest working crew in the county. We don't have one area to work in. We go throughout all of Kern County, whether it's up in Tehachapi. Right now we're up in Woodford Heights doing the sumps in Rosamond, doing concrete work in Mojave. We're all over the county. And this man is the backbone of the concrete crew. If we didn't have this man working for us, we would be in serious trouble. The knowledge that he has obtained on his own by going to the concrete expos in Las Vegas, bringing back that information and knowledge to improve our professional work. I'll put any of our work up to any outside contractor, and our work will be better. It's because of this young man. I can't be more proud of having this young man work for me and my whole crew. Then I wouldn't be nothing without these young men here that work for me. They are terrific and all hard workers. They don't stand on hold a shovel. They get down there and they get dirty. And that so impresses me. None of them are lazy. And I'm so proud of Curtis.
Mr. Caldwell is an interesting character, and I want to applaud him for his passion for his work and the people that he works with. I've enjoyed talking with him before. Mr. Griffith, I've done a bit of mud work, and it is hard work, and I know what it does to your hands and your knees and your back and how hot it is and how cold it is. I just admire that you do your work in a way that makes you stand out like you do, and thank you for all the sacrifices you make for the people of our community.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you for sure, and definitely love working with those guys. Like, always want to make it as easy as possible for them.
Is this the whole crew here in the orange shirts? Okay.
Guys, stand up who work for the concrete crew.
Thank you. Stick around for a picture, for posterity.
I'll suck in my gut as much. That's it, go.
Congratulations, Curtis, congratulations, thank you.
Curtis, if I could add, I love the camaraderie of your crew. It really is cool to see. And also, I have to mention, your beard is flawless. That's not an easy thing to do, as you know, so keep it up.
I haven't mastered it, that's for sure. Thank you.
I tried for a month and I had peach fuzz.
You don't pour concrete for a living.
Yeah. Our next award is for teamwork, and I know we just saw a great team right there, but this next team is certainly embodies exceptional teamwork within our county. And so I'd like to bring down our DHS maintenance staff and again, Ms. Murphy from the Department of Human Services. As they funnel in behind me, I'll begin introducing their nomination and their selection. The DHS maintenance staff was nominated for their work in the 2019 Homeless Resource Fairs. As you know, homelessness has become the major subject matter of your board in this county. DHS maintenance staff were critical in assisting with several of these events around the county, including in Bakersfield, Delano, Wasco, Taft, Arvin, Lake Isabella, and Mojave. Staff would pick up large amounts of donated goods and supplies, including bottled water, toiletries, and clothing from multiple locations, and deliver them to each of the resource fair locations. At the site of the fairs, staff assisted with unloading these items, as well as setting up and tearing down canopies, chairs, tables, moving heavy boxes of goods and supplies, and setting up temporary portable toilets and washing stations. Staff also assisted many other vendors and agencies with their unloading, setup, and teardown, as well as helping the elderly and disabled participants carry donated items. The DHS maintenance staff includes Joanna Leyva, Joe Ayala, Tori Zimmerman, Jesse Avalos, Joe Bernal, James Sampson, Isaiah Lopez, Dennis Diffie, Nicholas Marquez, David Harding, Michael Garcia, Lisa Lewis, and Jerry Carmen. They all helped to make each of these events a success and help some of our most vulnerable members of our community. I'll turn it over to Ms. Murphy for additional comments.
Thank you so much. Well, I couldn't be more proud as a department head to be backed by this band of angels behind me. And I thought it was very interesting, that statement about helping the elderly carry their goods. So when they came to the homelessness fair, they went above and beyond and had the compassion. And that's what I would tell you about the group behind me. They never say no, and they are compassionate. And when someone is in need, they're there to hear the call and give their strength and power to back up making something happen for someone who's vulnerable or in need. And so they have with the homeless, as Jose Luis Gonzalez reached out to us and said, we need to be geographically deployed, we need to reach out to people, we need to talk to them about services. This group came together, and our additional staff came out as well to talk about opportunities for aid or things that might help people not be homeless in a prevention effort. So I'm very proud of them. And I'm going to now speak just a little bit beyond the homeless fair situation, because it's the same people behind me that make so many other things happen. But Dave, if you would come up and join me so that I can put your little face on camera. Dave manages this area. Come right here. Be my wingman. Long time ago, 2013-14, Dave put on his evaluation that his #1 goal was to get a director's coin. And I always go, yeah, right, yeah, And I just let him work and work and work away. But it doesn't matter if he's amassing a team to work on a holiday cottage for a grand opening for children to get gifts, if he's out there drumming up donations and making sure that over 100,000 pounds this year alone goes to Gleaners with these individuals behind me. If he is drumming up donations and getting them over to Bakersfield College for the students who are hungry, if he's getting over to the Dream Center with pellets of things that can't be used immediately at Jameson to make sure that the teenagers get them, if it's socks for the elderly, if it's leading our prayer group at the department, if it's serving the call to help our partners make massive moves, as Child Support did last year. So this year, during November, December, we had other partners reach out with the Juvenile Justice Center move with Public Works and helping them do a reconfiguration with Office on Aging and one of their reconfigurations. He doesn't say no, he finds a way to get it done. He does it graciously. And I think the mindset of Dave and being just a very precious Christian man is that if there's a way to help others, he's going to figure out how to get it done. We can absorb it, and it might mean that he takes it on himself. But with this, as I said, band of angels behind me, they care for their boss, and they don't tell him no. So that permeates through the entire department, and he takes care of all of us every day in safety items and everything else. So Dave, I couldn't figure out a better way to thank you than in public and say from the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you for taking care of us, and I give you the director's coin. But thank you. And I had my department head evaluation yesterday, and they gave me permission to recognize you publicly because you're so darn special. So, you know, it just really speaks to the incredible staff that we have, and Dave's great leadership with his men and young ladies and all that they get done for us. So I'd like you to keep the Excellence Award along with your director's coin, and I'm so very proud of all of you, and thank you for all that you've done for the entire community over and over.
Thank you, Chairman and the board. Public speaking is not my area. I like to be behind the scenes, but it's not me, it's this team that I put together, and it's the leadership that I've been blessed with Cindy Utes and Dina guiding us and directing us. They're outstanding people to work for, so it makes my job easy with the people behind me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Show us that coin. Pretty nice.
I've been working on that for about 4 years now.
Good for you.
Grab that, and we'll take a picture. Scrunch in. Savannah, you want to direct?
Yeah, can you guys scoot in and back into there?
Layer up.
I'll get out of the way. You guys go.
Come here.
That works. Perfect. Okay. All right. You and Josh Bass will scoot that way. There you go. Perfect.
Congratulations.
That's dirty, but thank you.
Congratulations to the team, but especially to Dave for the special recognition.
Okay, well, if you thought that group was big, we've got a bigger
Okay.
one. Our last award is for sustained effort, and it's to our Department of Child Support Services as a whole. So I'd like to invite Ms. Chavez and her team to maybe make their way forward if you want. Gather in behind me, get cozy. I remember the last time we gave out this award, the question about what sustained effort was kind of left unanswered. But I think this time we'll be able to address that, because you'll hear today of the work that this department's been doing since 2009 with this particular event. So the Department of Child Support Services, under the leadership of Elizabeth Chavez, was selected for their collaboration and teamwork in organizing their annual Ready, Set, Back to School Health and Wellness Fair to benefit children and families throughout Kern County. Since 2009, the child support staff have fundraised to supply now more than 5,000 children with a backpack and school supplies to start each school year. The department also partners with other organizations to create a well-rounded event with a variety of services that families can now look forward to attending each year. Ready, Set, Back to School has become the largest backpack giveaway in Kern County, with events in Bakersfield and Ridgecrest that include over 85 community partners providing services and information to local families with everything from immunizations to haircuts. This event's success comes as a result of the child support staff creativity and drive in ensuring that every child has a backpack and supplies. And I'll bring Ms. Chavez up to accept the award and give some comments.
Thanks, Devin. Before we get started, I did want to say a public shout out to DHS, because they were lifesavers for us last year when we moved from our building to the new location. Dave and his team actually worked till like 9, 10 o'clock at night because we had a deadline, and they knew I was panicking, and they made it happen. So I'm very grateful to them. I've told them personally, but I really want to take this opportunity to say it publicly. So thank you, Chairman Couch and Supervisors. This event began on the corner of 18th and L Street to bring awareness to our program during Child Support Awareness Month, which is in August. At our first event, we distributed 480 backpacks, and we had 17 community partners. And for us, we were really excited because we thought that was a lot. We've held the same type of event in Ridgecrest for the last 6 years. In the 10 years, we have provided over 29,000 backpacks in the 10 years. And so The 5,000 that was placed was actually for 1 year, so it's 29,696 backpacks that we've been able to provide, just exactly, to the children of our communities. The event has grown to now take place at the Kern County Fairgrounds and at Kern McGee Center. None of this would have been possible without the passion the team brings to this project. My team doesn't just sponsor this event. This is our signature event. This is our event. We work really hard at this, and this is just a small sample of the staff that put it together, that find vendors to come out, partners that find beauticians to come and provide free haircuts. They do a lot of work. But they also sponsor other events, and I think it's really important just so you can see the passion that they have. If it's about kids, we're there. They also participate in March of Dimes, Links for Life. They fundraise in October, 1st October, to provide socks to the Jamison Center. This year, they provided over 500 pairs of socks to Jamison. They also participate in Gleaners and the Holiday Cottage. And they do this all because they want to create a better life for children. I would like you to imagine a classroom. At the entrance of the classroom is a wall with hooks on it, with backpacks on each hook. All of a sudden, you notice there's one hook that doesn't have a backpack. Our goal is to bring awareness to our program and have as many classrooms as we can to have a backpack on every hook so that all children in our community are able to start the year off right. To me, this is a demonstration of our core purpose to help create a better life for children. I'm proud to work alongside my team, and I'm so thankful for their efforts each and every day. Thank you for acknowledging our team.
Thank you. How are you gonna fit in that picture?
All right. I'll just lay out. Where's our outstanding leader?
While you're doing that, Supervisor Perez can make a comment.
Yeah, I'll just say something while you're taking your picture. But Liz, I saw a couple of your people. Don't worry, don't look at me, look at the camera. Just listen. But I saw several of your team members wiping their eyes from as an expression of the leaders' emotions that are being conveyed here. I see that's shared by your people, and so. That trickles down, right? Culture and leadership, and that really, it starts from the top, and you're clearly an exceptional leader. You inspire the people around you to make personal sacrifices to get the job done. You know, work when you're not being paid shows real devotion to the cause, and clearly you're surrounded by such people. But I do think it comes from you as a standard. You know, you're the standard bearer, and I think it's showing, and your people look very happy and proud to stand with you, and that's a good sign. So congrats and Merry Christmas to you. Keep up the good work.
It was said yesterday, Liz, but your sincerity comes straight through. Everybody can see that.
So as we do every year, we have several honorable mentions in each category. In outstanding leadership, Angela Garcia, Greg Gonzalez, Jason Gifford, Jeff Ferris, Karen McKenzie, Lori McCollum, Michelle Cully, Tashia Starling. In customer service, Juan Arredondo, Laurie Collum, and Marcia Duval. Workforce excellence, Julie Williams, Keith Hollins, Kevin Ely, Lanisha Randall, Martha Marentes, and Susan Saley. And for exceptional teamwork, the DHS Employee Picnic Committee, the ERP MVP team. Try to add a few more vowels in there, guys, next time. The CAO General Services Soledad Mountain Relocation Team, the CAO HR Health and Wellness Team, the Probation Lean Six Sigma Team. All exemplary, again, of our workforce's passion for their jobs, their communities, and everything that we do here at the county. This is by far the best thing that I get to do as the Chief Human Resources Officer as part of my job. And so I thank you for indulging us for the afternoon. And again, congratulations to all the winners and the honorable mentions. And we'll be hosting cookies and water in the test room across the way. If you're all welcome to come and talk to the awardees further about their work if you'd like.
We'll do that.
And with that, have nothing further, and thank you for allowing us to end the year on this item.
No, it's a great plan. We should do that. I don't know if we do that like this every year, but we ought to.
We will now.
That is the last item of 2019. That takes us to the end of our agenda. I'll just conclude by saying it's been an honor to be the chair this year, but I probably won't miss it next year. It's a lot of work, and I appreciate the hard work of all of I can say this easily. I don't like to speak on behalf of the board because you never know what these people's opinions are going to be. But I know that they all appreciate the hard work that every one of our employees does every single day. Thank you for your work. And I just need a motion to adjourn to motion to adjourn to Monday, January 6th, 2020. Believe it or not.
So moved.
Without objection, we're adjourned. Thank you.